this is FantasyEsque, and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. We are picking up straight after the fight that Lady Soul had with obviously, the demon creature that was harassing the dragons at the end of the previous episode. And just as this demon creature, is walking away from her, she, for the first time, is gonna register the fact that he, one, seems familiar, and two, this demon creature hasn't said anything to her up until this point at all, actually, throughout the fight, nothing. So she's, in her eyes, dealt with him, but as he's walking away, she's gonna say, well, he feels familiar. He doesn't look familiar, so she doesn't recognize his face because he's been transformed, right? She doesn't recognize him, but he feels familiar. Obviously, she's been around to command a ton of times, and then she's also gonna register the fact for the first time, because she's not being alarmed, that he's wearing the commander's armor. Who the hell is this horned creature that is wearing the commander's armor? And something is gonna just register in her mind. Wait a second. Backtrack. Who did I just fight? So she is going to now go and she's gonna discuss logic puzzles as a way of trying to make logical sense of what the hell just happened here. And I don't know to what extent his demonic transformation has changed him, but I imagine he would be someone who talks a lot less, because in their demon states, they take commands rather than operate as normal people. So they're more towards becoming tools that the vampiricists can use for various military things, right? Less creatures that think for themselves and have moral values, those kind of things. So he's gonna talk to her when spoken to, but I think he's gonna be a lot more matter-of-fact about things. So we're gonna have to use a bit of imagination, because I don't think The Sims is gonna give us the emotions we need. See, times like this, Sims 3 was so ideal, the fact that the normal state for every sim was having a blank face, because you can do so many things with a blank face. What can I do with sims that are smiling all the time? Honestly, it's difficult. But she is going to talk to him as a way of trying to make sense of what's going on, and then she's going to start recognizing things. She's going to start recognizing his voice. Even though his eyes have changed, she's going to start recognizing his eyes. Look at him. He looks flippin' crazy. He looks crazy, doesn't he? He looks scary. He looks scary. But, yeah, she's gonna start recognizing a bunch of things, and then it's gonna hit her. That's no demon. That's Antonio. That's Antonio demon. Wait a second. Antonio's a demon? What? So she is going to give him a smooth apology, because she didn't know she was fighting her commander. She thought she was fighting some dark creature that somehow found its way to the dragons, or was drawn to the dragon's power. So she is going to try and apologize to the commander that has served at his side for such a long time. And unfortunately, she's not going to be able to get much out of him. I don't know if she's brave enough to start snooping around to see what's going on down there. I think even though she came here to find something, and then, obviously she was defending what she thought was the Dragonarium, the dragons from this thing. I don't think she's gonna push the boundary enough to go down and check out the secret project of Zelda. I think she has enough respect for the vampires in a coven to leave them be and let them do what they want to do. But if we look at her relationship panel, I think... Where is it? Where's Zelda? Okay, so her relationship with Zelda isn't the best, and if I'm not mistaken... Okay, this, the sentiments is gone. The sentiments they had is gone, but they are gone. But I'm pretty sure that at one point, not too many episodes back, Soul had some sort of sentiment towards Zelda. Was it the other way around? It was between these two, though, of them having, like, being hurt by each other or having some sort of grudge. I don't know what it was, but they were hurt by each other. And they've just managed to overcome that and heal from that. But I think the memory of that, whatever it was, would be fresh in Soul's mind, and she would be a little bit peeved at Zelda. If they did have an issue before, this is just like one other reason for them to have a go at each other. So now she's really burning with curiosity, and Antonio is not able to tell her much beyond his role, which is to God. It's almost like he's got this robotic response to whatever it is she's asking him. And literally, it's whatever he's been told to do. He's not thinking beyond that. That's all his kind of keeping in his memory bank, and he's telling her exactly what he's been instructed to do, which is to be stationed at the Dragonarium to guard Zelda's secret project. That's what it is. To guard the Dragonarium and Zelda's project. Guard the Dragonarium and Zelda's project. She can't get anything else out of him. So now she needs to head back to the castle finally to confront Lady Zelda and figure out what the hell they did to her commander. What did they do to him? Right, Zelda, what have you done with our commander? Tell us now. Tell us. So, as you can see, Lady Soul is having a conversation with the priestess in her private chamber. So she has gone ahead and invited Lady Zelda over here behind closed doors that no one's going to hear the conversation. You know, if she has concerns, so that she can share it with the priestess, and if it turns into a confrontation, she can figure out what the hell is going on without alarming the rest of the coven, because obviously whatever's happening is being kept secret, because even she didn't know about it. So she is gonna start off by politely asking, she's gonna ask Lady Zelda, you know, about the snow, because it was snowy when we went to the Dragonarium. She's gonna ask what's going on with the Dragonarium. Why is specifically, why is Commander Antonio at the Dragonarium? And Zelda's gonna mention, oh, so you went to the Dragonarium? You know, nobody's really allowed to go to the Dragonarium. Soul's gonna let her know, yeah, I'm aware of that, but at the same time, my commander was missing, and as champion and head of the military, it was my responsibility to find out where the hell he was, because it concerns the security of the coven as a whole. And she's also gonna say, don't lie to me, Zelda. I know you know something, because Antonio was there. Not only that, he wasn't Antonio anymore, he was something else entirely. At first, I thought that he was attacking the dragon, so I went in to defend, but I know what I saw, and I saw my previous commander. And I don't think Zelda is going to try and pull the wool over Lady Soul's eyes. I think Zelda is going to make an attempt to explain to her and share with her what, you know, they've been up to, kind of. She is going, let's see. Not this. Oh, jeez, what do I want? We'll go ahead and we will brood about being a vampire. Well, about the task that she had to do. She's gonna share with Soul, and Soul's being shocked here because Zelda is letting her know that, okay, here's the rundown. A couple months ago, the Queen went ahead and asked me to look into the old devil magic so that we could enhance the soldiers in the army for the betterment of the coven, of course. And Soul's probably gonna ask, how do you mean improve? How exactly are we improving the soldiers? And then Zelda's gonna be like, hold on a second, I'm getting there. So the Queen wanted me to look into old records of the devil magic because there are spells in there that show us how we can transform vampires into a little bit of that devil. So she's just let Soul know that, well, yes, our secret project does involve changing soldiers into demonic vampires, and we were experimenting. Essentially, Commander Antonio is our first test subject. And Soul is going to be absolutely affronted by this. And she is going to, oh my goodness, what's this? No. She's going to go ahead and she is going to yell at, yes, yell at Lady Zelda. Like, what kind of powers do you think you are messing with? And they haven't been followed up by previous vampires for a reason, you know. They were lost in the old records for a reason. The devil lines died out for a reason. And Zelda's gonna let her know, well, not exactly. Because, well, Lady Amanda Devil and after her Morgana Devilzar, they recorded these practices, rituals, spells, and knowledge down for a reason. It must be so that we could use it in the future. And, well, the future is here. Now's the time to put it into practice, right? So they're having a little bit of a disagreement here and a little bit of a scuffle. Zelda's trying to make her understand, Soul, why are you so attached to those soldiers anyways? Yes, I know we gave a little bit of precedence to the males born into the family, like into the coven, but at the same time, males are still males and they are dispensable. So really, this is supposed to be for the betterment of the Empire. And if this is the way we're going to go ahead and improve ourselves, then this is what the Queen wants. And I, for one, think that the Queen is in the right. Soul does not like it. She's not buying it. She doesn't agree. We already know from the get-go that Soul wasn't entirely the Queen's ideal version of a champion, and Soul tried to reform the soldiers in the very beginning. She's the one who gave them like a proper uniform, and like she gave them the armor that made them look unique, made them look like members of the Salazar army. She made them a lot more honorable, established a bit of code in that part of being a soldier in the Salazar army and for the Empire means that you're going to be defending and honoring the vampire ways, protecting the citizens, not harassing people, being approachable and heroic, not being terrifying. So she established those kind of codes, which I don't know if the Queen agreed with entirely, but Soul had to. I think Queen Wisteria entertained that side of it because she probably thought, heroic. Oh, so, tyrannical when I need them to be, terrifying when I need them to be. But yeah, heroes of my cause. Not heroes to the people, heroes of my cause is probably what Wisteria interpreted that as. So all of that broke apart when Wisteria used those soldiers, essentially Soul's soldiers, to go ahead and kill all of the ambassadors. I feel like Soul's been nursing that particular wound for a while, but she figured that, I guess it was for a better cause. The ambassadors were holding us back, but now my soldiers are doing what they were supposed to do all along, and they're protecting people and they're being heroic, but now all of that is being kind of shoved out the window because just when she thought things were getting better, the Queen's turning her men into demonic vampires, and Soul's not even thinking what the Queen's gonna do with them. At this point, she's just wondering, well, this can't continue. How do I stop this? I don't want my men to be transformed into demonic vampires, because she just had a conversation with Antonio and she knows that he wasn't the same. That wasn't the vampire that she served with in the army, and yeah, she's not happy. So they're not agreeing with each other. Zelda thinks she's gonna have to wrap her head around it, and she's letting Soul know that, you need to keep this on the down low. The Queen's not willing to share with anyone just yet, so let's not go there because you weren't supposed to be at the Dragonarium anyways. I'm not gonna tell the Queen that you were snooping around on our project, but just keep it to yourself. And Soul, she's just gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately. Just gonna have to deal with it. Soul's not dealing with it. She's not dealing with it. So after thinking about it for a while and not being able to figure out what needs to be done and how she needs to act about it, Sol has decided to go to the only people that she knows, her soldiers. So she's gone ahead and gathered her most trusted soldiers. We have Major Salazar here, Wendell Salazar, Jamie the brothers, and then we have Peyton Dantalopa over here as well. And the queen, not the queen, what am I saying? Lady Sol is gonna greet her men. So she hasn't seen them in a long time. She's gonna greet her men. She was obviously a lot closer with Antonio because she used to give orders to Antonio, and then Antonio used to distribute those orders among the men, but they all know her, they all look up to her, and I think a part of them also admire, like they admire Sol for the fact that she tried to turn them into something more than just fodder for the enemies and for the queen. She really tried to make something of them. So she's chatting with them here, and geez, my voice. Geez, I don't know what's going on there. But she is gonna start telling them the unfortunate reason why they are meeting here. And if you guys are wondering where we are at the Queen's Summit over here in Willow Creek. This is where the Queen, if you guys remember, annihilated the ambassadors. This is where the queen gathered the soldiers and killed the ambassadors. So, yeah, we're here meeting for serious reasons. And I think Sol 1 is wanting to make an example out of this particular place that they're at. And then she's also wanting to go ahead and break it to them. The truth, the sad truth about where their commander is and what's going on, and the queen's plot, essentially her plans to turn them all into monsters, essentially. And Peyton, stop playing on your phone. It doesn't exist. But she's going ahead, she's letting them know, and they're definitely going to be shocked by this whole thing. I think they would be very, very shocked, but also slightly disbelieving, because obviously they don't want to think that, one, the monarch they're serving is going to play with their lives like that, because they've spent generations, hundreds of years perhaps, going ahead and trying to protect the Coven and the Salazar throne and crown from outsiders and insiders who are, betraying. And then also, I don't think they want to believe the fact their beloved commander, something's happened to him, and that he's no longer the Antonio that he was, has been changed and destroyed. And distraction? But that tree looks cool. It's an alien tree, though, so it kind of makes sense. And Sol, how does one explain? How does one explain? We don't. How do we explain? We can't exactly sneak them to the Dragonarium. We can't get Antonio out exactly, but she needs some sort of proof, I think, at this point. She needs to get some sort of proof somehow that Antonio, something bad has happened to him. I mean, she's told them everything she knows, and I wouldn't say they disbelieve her. They trust Sol, but going against the queen's plans is a big thing, right? So I think they want some sort of proof of what's happened. Like, they don't know the gravity of the situation, I think. They're struggling to kind of process how they should be feeling about all of this, and they're trying to reason. Maybe it's some sort of side effect. It's not gonna be something that lasts. Maybe it's just, maybe maybe it's part of the Queen's plan. She's got something figured out, and Antonio's gonna be fine. They're not gonna just destroy the commander like that. And Soul's trying to convince them, no, you're gonna get transformed into this monster. She's gonna transform all of you into this monster. And then part of them's also thinking that maybe they don't understand what she means by demonic monster, of course. I don't think she's that graphic in her description. She's trying to get the essentials down to them. And part of them's gonna think, well, if the Queen's trying to improve our abilities and upgrade us, maybe that's a good thing. We can defend the army better. We can serve the Queen better, serve the Empire better, and we can work under you more efficiently than we have been doing thus far. And, it's going to help Soul out as well. So, obviously, if Soul's men are doing good, then Soul's doing well. So, they want to make sure that the person in charge of them is also in good with the Queen, and they want to make everyone proud. So, part of them is a bit hesitant and thinking, well, maybe it's not such a bad thing. Maybe you're just overreacting. Give it some time and maybe let whatever plans the Queen has kind of roll a bit more and see where it goes. But obviously, Soul's not happy about this, and Soul doesn't know what to do, but she's gonna figure something out. She needs to convince them somehow. Such as leading a small and secret expedition to the Dragonarium to show them what really has been going on. And oh my goodness, are you okay? Wendell? What just happened to Wendell? I don't know what happened to Wendell, but Wendell, get your stuff together, mate. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what just happened, but yeah, she did it. She brought them all, and this is, nobody else is here apart from Antonio, and Zelda slips in from time to time to run her experiments, but this is all we have going on at this point. There's literally no one else there to find them or discover them, but she's going ahead and infiltrating essentially the Dragonarium, leading her small team of trusted men, which does not include Emmanuel Savage, you will notice, and she's showing them, look at what your commander has become. Jamie is so sad by this truth that he is just choosing to walk away. Wendell's just coming on by. They're greeting their commander for the first time in who knows how many weeks that they haven't seen him. And I think they're trying to put on a brave face at this point, but they're going to be horrified. They're going to be absolutely horrified by what they're seeing. And I think Wendell is going to run after his brother to try and calm Jamie down a little bit, because Jamie would be freaked out by this. Major and Peyton are being the brave ones here to try and, actually communicate with Antonio over here. But I think this is when Soul's gonna really hammer in the truth of what this enhancement is, and that this demonic creature that used to be the commander, this is what the Queen intends to transform every single last one of you into. You won't be yourselves anymore. You won't be living, thinking people who have hopes, dreams, and aspirations. But I think Mage over there is trying to appeal to the vampire in Antonio, the human in Antonio, but it's failing. It's failing quite a bit. And yeah, Soul's gonna let them know, well, this is it. This is it. You're not gonna be yourselves anymore. You're gonna be just a tool. You're gonna be a monstrous tool for the Queen and the Empire. And is this what you want? I don't want this for you guys. This is not why I put so much effort into the army, not for you to disintegrate into this, not for you to become whatever the hell this is. And look at Antonio. He has no love left. He used to get along so well with his soldiers. He's got no love left for them. Just none at all, because he is essentially mostly demon now. And the demon side of him, which is the dominant side now, doesn't think of them as his subordinates and as his comrades, just thinks of them as other tools, which is very sad. But, well, that's what I have for this episode, guys. With that said and done, I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.